So till last lecture, we covered the concepts of articles and the memorandum of association. In this lecture, we are going to start with the alteration of the articles and the memorandum of association. And in this, we are going to cover broadly from section number 12. We'll start from section number 12 and we'll go up till section number 29. दो ये चैप्टर में सेक्शन 22 तक है, बट अभी 19 तक हम पहुंचेंगे. बट लेट्स सी हम कहाँ तक आज के लेक्चर में कंप्लीट कर पाते हैं. बट स्टेप बाय स्टेप विल कवर ऑल. So we start with the first section, that is section 12. That is the registered office of the company. So we know in the memorandum of association we covered that कंपनी इनकॉर्पोरेशन होने के बाद रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस के लिए मैंने आप लोगों को बताया था, they have included lot of provisions. Yes or no? You need to click a picture, longitude, latitude, address. Remember? We did in the last lecture. In the previous lecture also we covered that when you are incorporating the company, you have to do that, and also the certificate of commencement of business. So you need to give the declaration. So just see, the company has filed with the registrar the verification of its registered office as per subsection 2 of section 12. So now we are discussing the same section 12 subsection 2, and in that, what is the reason? I have already discussed why it was included, but let's see what it is. So a company shall, within 30 days from its incorporation, at all the times, and then at all the times, have a registered office capable of receiving and acknowledging all communications and the notices as may be addressed to it. So what does this mean? It says that the company should have a registered office throughout its life. Okay. And what is the reason or what is the logic for the registered office? It's because the company can receive the notices and all the communications which are being made to it. Thereafter, it says that the company shall furnish the register to the registrar verification of its registered office within a period of 30 days of its incorporation in such manner as may be prescribed. So what does this mean? Again, you have to see the rules. So you need to file INC 22. Okay. You need to file form INC 22. Now don't remember the form numbers also. It's fine. The company will have to file the form INC 22, and this is to be filed within 30 days of its incorporation. Okay. Then just see, this is that verification. So this is rule. This is incorporation rule 25, which says that the verification of the registered office shall be filed in form INC 22. Then the following, there shall be attached to the said form any of the following documents. So A, B, C, D, any of that. So one is the registered document of the title of the premise. So if you owe the premise, if it is in the name of the company, mention that, or the notarized copy of the lease or the rent agreement, which is in the name of the company, put that, along with the copy of the rent paid receipt not older than 1 month old. Then the authorization from the owner or authorized occupant of the premise along with the proof of ownership to use the premise of the company at its registered office. So authorization from that, or you can, or basically, and the proof. So A, B, C, and you have the proof of evidence like any utility bill for telephone, gas, electricity, depicting the address of the premise in the name of the owner or in the name of the document which is not 2 months old. So you have to tell that here is the registered office of the company, which is either in the name of the company or it is taken on rent. And if it is taken on rent, we also have the NOC from the owner of the company. The owner has allowed us to use this company, and we are also providing you the utility bills. Okay. Notarized का मतलब होता है एक कोर्ट के बाहर आपको नोटरी ऑफिसर मिलता है, वो उसको अटैच करके देता है, नोटरी करके देता है. सो वो एक तरीके से क्या हो गया, वेरीफाई हो गया. जैसे आप एफिडेविट बनाते हो तो यू स्वोर बिफोर द नोटराइज्ड ऑफिसर. ठीक है, नोटरी गैजेटेड ऑफिसर के सामने. सो नोटराइज्ड ऑफिसर कोर्ट के अंदर आपको मिलेगा. कोर्ट के बाहर आप ये अंधेरी कोर्ट, बैंड्रा कोर्ट, आई थिंक मुलुंड में भी जो कोर्ट है वहां पर भी आप जाओगे तो आपको ऐसा मिलेगा, नोटरी 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 नोटरी. व्हाट्स दैट, वो नोटराइज्ड वहां पे आपको नोटरी बना के देगा, स्टैम्प पेपर पे आपको एक वो नोटरी करके देता है. ओके. बेसिकली उस पे सील लग जाएगा एंड देन he'll चार्ज सम रुपी फीस फॉर दैट. सो दैट्स द नोटराइज्ड कॉपी. ओके विनीत. Then every company shall paint or affix its name and the address of the registered office and keep the same affixed painted on the outside of every office or place in which the business is carried out. Now, what does this say? Not just the registered office, every office, every office or place in which the business is carried on in a conspicuous manner in legible letters. Legible letters means it should be readable. It should not be such that one cannot read those letters. वो जैसे कई बार नंबर प्लेट्स के लिए नहीं बोलते कि आपका जो नंबर प्लेट्स है बाइक के ऊपर या गाड़ी के ऊपर, वो फैंसी अगर रहता है तो इट इज प्रॉब्लम. सो इट शुड बी इन अ कॉन्स्पिशियस पोजिशन एंड इन अ legible letters, and if the characters employed thereafter therefore are not in the use of the language, then one of the language which is in general use in that locality. So let's say you are in the inner parts of Tamil Nadu where people don't understand Hindi, or let's say people don't understand English, they cannot read English, but they can read Tamil. So you can put the name in Tamil. Okay. So that's what is given there. Conspicuous position का क्या मतलब होता है? It means clearly visible. It should be clearly visible. And legible letters means readable. Okay. ये आपका ऐसे रहना चाहिए. Also, it should have its name engraved in the legible manner on its seal, if any. So the company, if it has got its own seal, in that, again, the name should be engraved again in a legible matters. Then get its name addressed of the registered office and the corporate identity number along with the telephone number, fax number, if any, email, and the website address, if any, printed in all its business letters. So just remember, in all the business letters, bill heads, letter paper, and in the notices and other official publication, what all should be there? It should have name, it should have the address of the registered office, the corporate identity number, that is the CIN number, the telephone number, then the email address, and if there is a website of the company, then that website. It should be all printed in the business letter, basically all the documents of the company. Then it should have its name printed on the hundis or promissory note or bill of exchange and such other documents as may be prescribed. So hundis are basically, again, it's kind of a instrument, right? Promissory notes, it's again an instrument, negotiable instrument. So it should be there. Then provided that where the company has changed its name during the last 2 years, okay, it shall print or affix, paint, affix or print as the case may be, along with the name, the former name also. So if the name of the company is changed at any time during the last 2 years, so whenever the name of the company is changed For 2 years, they'll have to use both the names. It should be painted. It should be affixed. Both the names. Okay. Both the names should be there in clause A and clause C. So here and here. Right. So in all it's there. Wherever their offices are, जहां जहां पे भी उनका ऑफिस है वहां पे, और दूसरा उनके हर बिजनेस लेटर हेड्स, राइट, बिल हेड्स, लेटर पेपर, नोटिस, सब जगह पे दोनों कंपनीज का नाम वहां पे रहेगा. And provided further that the word one person company shall be mentioned in the bracket below the name of such company wherever the name is printed. So wherever the name of the company is there, last में आपको OPC लिखना पड़ेगा. आप बताओ, is this clear? Is this clear? Right? Okay. Then notice of every change of situation of the registrar verified in the manner prescribed after the date of incorporation shall be given to the registrar within 30 days of the change, who shall record the same. So basically, whenever you are going to change the registered office of the company, you will have to inform it to the registrar within 30 days whenever you change. Then, except on the authority of a special resolution passed by the company, the registered office of the company shall not be changed in case of an existing company outside the local limits of any city, town, or village where such office is situated at the commencement of this act, or where it may be settled later by virtue of the special resolution passed by the company, and in case of any other company outside the local limits of any city, town, village where such office is first situated, or where it may be situated later by virtue of the special resolution passed this. Now इसका क्या मतलब है, इन दोनों का क्या मतलब है? फॉरगेट एग्जिस्टिंग कंपनी, ये अब ये देखो, ये जो मैंने अंडरलाइन किया है, दिस इज सेम. नाउ टेल मी व्हाट डज दिस मीन? व्हाट डज दिस मीन? व्हाट डज दिस मीन? व्हाट डज दिस मीन? Except on the authority of special resolution. What does this mean? It means that if the company wants to shift the registered office outside the local limits of the city or the town or the village, that can be done only with the special resolution which is passed by the members of the company. Okay, guys, clear? Now read this. क्या ये वही सेंस बनता है for existing company and for other companies? Other company means the companies which are incorporated in the companies sorry, for the companies which are incorporated in Companies Act 2013, and for other companies, basically the companies which were already in existence during the commencement of the act, which means the companies which were incorporated in the previous Companies Act, उन दोनों के लिए प्रोविजन यहाँ पर क्या है, सेम है, that if you move outside the local limits of the city, please take special resolution. ये समझा आपको? ये समझा आपको? राइट गाइस, ये समझा आपको? अगर आप रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस, so this can be one of the MCQ question, that if the company wants to move outside the local limits, तो क्या रहेगा? Okay, and what do you mean by local limits? What do you mean by local limits? Like from Mulund, if you go till Chek Naka is Mulund. Beyond Chek Naka is Thane. Outskirts or remote area. Okay. What else? So, municipality or the postal limit. Right. Pin code होता है. Pin code, like the pin code of Ville Parle is 40032. So 40032 postal limit pin code. Okay, so that is all is Vile Parle. Guys, this is clear. But we are not discussing about area specific within the city. We will say Mumbai. Okay, the postal limit. What is considered as Mumbai? So if you shift from Thane, or let's say if you shift from Mulund to Thane, or vice versa, it is what? It is moving outside the local limits of the city. Guys, got it? Guys, got it? If you shift your registered office from Mulund to Thane, it is outside the limits. For that, you need special resolution. But if I say you shift from Mulund to, let's say, Andheri, then if you shift from Mulund to Andheri, is there a problem? Is there a problem? No. Why? Because you are still within the limits, local limits of the city. Okay, so just remember this part. So municipality or postal limits. Then they say no company shall change the place of its registered office from the jurisdiction of one registrar to the jurisdiction of another registrar within the same state unless such change is confirmed by the regional director made on an application made in this behalf by the company as may be prescribed. So basically, this proviso is applicable only in two states. Can anyone tell me which are the two states? Which are the two states where this is applicable? Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Very, very good. Maharashtra and south side. Okay. Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Right? So Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Okay. Because only these two states have two registrars. Okay. And within the same state, if you have to shift, so you'll have to take this approval. So this is for the shifting of the registered office within the same state. So this is again the rule that I have picked up. So an application seeking confirmation from the regional director shall be made. The form INC 23 will be made. Then the company needs to pass board resolution, special resolution. Again, the declaration needs to be given by the key managerial personnel that there is no default in the payment of the dues of the workmen, right? And also they have the consent of all their creditors for the proposed shifting of the office. Then again, the declaration not to seek the change of the jurisdiction of the court where the cases of the prosecution are pending. So let's say the cases are already pending in one court. Now you will not seek shifting for that. Why? Because आप देखो कंपनी मुलुंड में है, ठीक है? लेट्स से कंपनी मुलुंड में है या मुंबई में है और आपका बॉम्बे के किसी कोर्ट में केस चल रहा है, आप अपने कंपनी को शिफ्ट करते हो जहां पे जुरिस्डिक्शन आपका आ जाता है। लेट्स से आप पुणे शिफ्ट करते हो जहां पे जुरिस्डिक्शन आ जाता है आरओसी पुणे का, और अब आप क्या बोलते हो दैट आरओसी पुणे will have the jurisdiction over my company because I have shifted my company from Mumbai to Pune. Now I will also shift my case जो let's say Bandra कोर्ट में केस चल रहा था उसको मैं पुणे कोर्ट में शिफ्ट कर दूंगा because my registered office is changed. So if you do that, what is going to be the problem? The person who has filed the case against the company is situated in Mumbai. So then he'll have to travel to Pune and take the case. आ रहा है आपको समझ में? तो अल्टीमेटली यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. Company can play around. So here a declaration will be again taken that the company will not seek for the change in the jurisdiction. तो जहां पर आपका केस चल रहा है वहां पर ही केस चलेगा, even though the registered office is shifted. Okay. There again an acknowledged copy of the intimation to the chief secretary of the state for the proposed shifting, right? And also that the employees will not be adversely affected. Then the regional director is going to go through the application, and then again it is going to put the order. The order will be either it is approved the application or it has rejected the application, and this has to be done within 15 days from the receipt of the application. Guys, this is clear. और फिर certified copy जो होगा regional director के approval के order का, that is to be again filed to ROC in form INC 28. Guys, this is clear, and this has to be filed within 30 days. Okay, ये clear हुआ? Right? Is this clear? So shifting of the registered office within the same state. अभी यहाँ पे from one jurisdiction to the other jurisdiction हो, कैसा भी रहे, ये यहाँ पर आपको बताया हुआ है. Then just see, the confirmation referred to in subsection 5 shall be communicated within a period of 30 days to the receipt. So basically this is also talking about the registrar. Okay. Then the certificate referred to in subsection 6 shall be the conclusive evidence. तो ये जो आपको यहाँ पे certificate मिल रहा है, this certificate will be the conclusive evidence. ये आपको ROC issue करके देगा. See, the confirmation under subsection 5, this will be communicated within a period of 30 days by the basically to the company, and then the company will file the confirmation with the registrar within 60 days of the date of the confirmation, and then who shall register the same. So ROC इसको फिर क्या करेगा? Register. So there are two types of forms which you file to ROC. One, जैसे ही आपने ROC को फॉर्म फाइल कर दिया, आपका काम खत्म. दूसरा होता है जिसमें आपको ROC को फाइल करने के बाद you need to wait for the confirmation. That is, ROC is going to register it, and only then you can say that the process is done. Okay. So some forms इसको हम बोलते हैं STP, स्ट्रेट थ्रू प्रोसेसिंग. उसमें अप्रूवल वगैरह का जरूरत नहीं है, वो सीधा अपने आप ही होता है. आपने फॉर्म अपलोड कर दिया, इट इज डन, योर ड्यूटी इज फिनिश्ड. उसके बाद आपको कुछ वेट नहीं करना, कोई फॉलो अप नहीं करना. But then if I say there are forms where ROC has to register, then you'll have to wait. So just you filing the form to ROC will not fulfill the purpose. You will have to make sure that ROC also issues you the certificate. So it is talking about that certificate कि जो certificate आपको ROC issue करेगा regional director के order को. अब जब आपने अपने रीजनल ऑर्डर डायरेक्टर के ऑर्डर को फाइल कर दिया आरओसी को, उसके बाद जो आपको वो रजिस्टर करके सर्टिफिकेट इशू करेगा, वो सर्टिफिकेट क्या होगा? दैट विल बी द कंक्लूसिव एविडेंस कि ये जो कंपनी है, ये कंपनी ने चेंज कर लिया है अपने रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस को. सो व्हेन यू विल से इफेक्टिवली द कंपनीज रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस विल बी चेंज्ड, इट इज ओनली आफ्टर द सर्टिफिकेट इज इशूड बाय द रजिस्ट्रार ऑफ कंपनीज. गाइस क्लियर? गाइस दिस इज क्लियर? और अगर किसी ने इसको फुलफिल नहीं किया तो फिर आपके ऊपर यहाँ पे पेनल्टी है, कंपनी के ऊपर भी, एंड एवरी ऑफिसर हु इज इन डिफॉल्ट. ऑल्सो दिस वाज अ वेरी कंट्रोवर्शियल सेक्शन. रिमेंबर मैंने आपको शेल कंपनीज के बारे में बताया था. आई हैड सेड दैट गवर्नमेंट हैज शट लॉट ऑफ शेल कंपनीज, राइट? So this is the section which was introduced. Okay, this is the section which was introduced, and again this was introduced in 2019. So this is basically via the amendment of 2019 इसको इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया गया था. और क्या बोला कि बॉस, अगर रजिस्ट्रार आरओसी को ऐसा कोई बिलीव है, ठीक है, इफ द आरओसी हैज अ रीजनेबल कॉज टू बिलीव कि यार ये जो कंपनी है, दिस कंपनी इज नॉट कैरिंग ऑन एनी बिजनेस or the operations, then the registrar may cause a physical verification of the registered office of the company in such manner as may be prescribed. And अगर कोई default यहाँ पे मिला in complying with the requirements of subsection 1, he may without prejudice to the provisions of subsection 8, मतलब सबसेक्शन 8 का जो पेनल्टी है वो तो रहेगा ही रहेगा. It will also initiate the action for the removal of the name of the company from the registrar of companies. Okay, guys, this is clear. ये वाला. And indeed, ROC has actually cancelled a lot of companies. बहुत सारे companies का नाम strike off कर दिया. Guys, this is clear. Guys, ये clear हुआ आपको? और बहुत सारे कंपनीज हैं जिनका नाम इस तरह से आरओसी ने क्या कर दिया है, स्ट्राइक ऑफ कर दिया है. ओनली रीजन दिस दैट कंपनीज आर नॉट डूइंग द वर्क. आरओसी को ये बिलीव था कि यहाँ पे कंपनी कोई काम नहीं कर रहा है, तो आरओसी ने फिजिकल वेरिफिकेशन किया और फिर इन कंपनीज को बंद कर दिया. आप बताओ, इज दिस क्लियर? सेक्शन 12, इज सेक्शन 12 क्लियर? तो एक काम करते हैं, सेक्शन 12 को एक बार क्विकली हम यहाँ पे ब्रश अप कर लेते हैं. सो व्हाट डज सेक्शन 12 से? सो फॉर योर कंक्लूजन लर्निंग, सेक्शन 12 deals with the registered office of the company. Registered office of the company. Okay. Now, first and foremost, subsection 1. What is subsection 1? What is subsection 1? That company must have a registered office. Yes or no? Subsection 1 says a company must have the registered office to receive the documents and the notice. Receive the documents and the notices. This should be made within how many days? This should be made within 30 days. Okay. This should be made within 30 days of incorporation. Correct? Okay. Subsection 2. Subsection 2 क्या बोलता है? That कंपनी को क्या करना पड़ेगा? आरओसी को फर्निश करना पड़ेगा in INC 22A, INC 22. Yes or no? In INC 22, within 30 days, registered office का verification भेजना होगा. So, company to furnish the ROC verification of the registered office of the company. Okay. And again, this has to be done within 30 days of incorporation. What does subsection 3 say? Subsection 3 बोलता है कि कंपनी को, every company must paint or let's say affix the name of the company where? Outside every office where they work. Yes or no? Outside every office, plus the company must also mention in their letterhead, bills, notices, etc. क्या चीज होना चाहिए? What should be mentioned? Guys, what should be mentioned? They should mention the name of the company, then the address of the company, right? That is the address of the registered office, telephone number, right? CIN, very good. CIN should be there. Email ID, वेबसाइट, एटसेट्रा. ये सब चीजें आपके मेंशन होने चाहिए. करेक्ट? इसके अलावा इफ कंपनी चेंजेस द नेम, if company changes the name, then for 2 years mention both old and new name. Yes or no? mention both old as well as the new name, right? What else was there? What else was there? That one person company needs to mention the name OPC, right? OPC must mention below the name. Below the name, they must mention OPC. Correct? Guys, लिंक हो रहा है? सॉरी, या ये लिंक हो रहा है आप लोगों को, राइट? सो अगर इतना प्रोविजंस भी आपको याद है, so I'm sure you'll be able to write it well in your answer, right? Then what does subsection 4 say? What does subsection 4 say? Subsection 4 mentions that every change about the registered office with respect to the registered office of the company must intimate to the ROC within 30 days. Now tell me, this change is with respect to what? This change is with respect to what? Within the city or outside the city? Outside the state? Outside the state or another ROC? कौन से jurisdiction का बात हो रहा है? Yes, it is about every change. So when I say every change, this means irrespective whether it is within the city. आप अंधेरी ईस्ट से अंधेरी वेस्ट जाओ, अंधेरी से मुलुंड जाओ, अंधेरी से थाने जाओ, अंधेरी से पुणे जाओ, अंधेरी से अहमदाबाद जाओ, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, आपको सारे चेंजेस आरओसी को विद इन 30 डेज इंटीमेट करने होंगे. ओके, सॉर्टेड. Then we have subsection 5. Okay, then we have subsection 5, which is specific that if the company wants to go outside the limits, right? So company needs to pass the special resolution if company wants to move or let's say shift outside the local limits of the city, town और village. अगर आप इसके बाहर जाना चाहते हो तो आपको ये बताना पड़ेगा. करेक्ट? Then again subsection 5 में है, if you move outside you need to pass special resolution. Then from jurisdiction from one ROC to another ROC, उसके लिए क्या? From the jurisdiction of one ROC to another ROC within the same state. Within the same state. क्या करना पड़ेगा? Correct. So for that you will be doing, you'll have to take prior approval of the regional director. Prior approval of the regional director. Yes or no? And then the order of the regional director has to be filed to ROC. Correct? Then the order of regional director to be filed to ROC. और ये कितने दिन में आपको करना होगा? Within 60 days. Within 60 days of the approval. And thereafter, ROC is going to give you the notice, right? ROC will give, not notice, ROC will give the certificate. और ये सर्टिफिकेट क्या होगा? कंक्लूसिव एविडेंस कि आपने यहाँ पे इसको कंप्लाई कर लिया है. यस और नो गाइस? यस और नो? अभी एक पॉइंट और ध्यान रखना, यहां पे देयर इज वन मोर थिंग. इफ आई से you have to shift from one state, like within the same state, from one ROC to another ROC, right? So this is shifting within the same state from one ROC to another. What are the steps? Step 1, आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? You need to pass the board resolution. Step 2, you need to pass the special resolution. Correct? Step 3, declaration by the KMP, right? Or by two directors. Declaration by the KMP or by the two directors. What? That company has not defaulted in the claims of the worker. In the claims of the worker, they have not done this. And दूसरा, they have obtained the consent of the creditor. उनको creditors का consent मिल गया है, so there is no problem. इसके अलावा they are not going to change the jurisdiction of court order or of the court cases which are already pending. And also, the proposed shifting will not adversely affect the proposed shifting will not adversely affect the employees. बेसिकली ये जॉब लॉस और इन सब के लिए आ जाता है. सो दिस विल बी देयर, राइट? सो ये आपके पास पॉइंट था पूरा. एक और चीज इसमें मैं आप लोगों को बताता हूं. There is this, remember the existing company needs to file, so the companies need to file e-form active. E-form active is to be filed, and this is basically, this is filed by the company. Quite possible ये आपके मॉड्यूल में नहीं होगा, right? E-form active नया कॉन्सेप्ट है, वैसे तो आ गया था ये, but this was there and I don't know whether it is there in your module or not. So this has to be filed by the company to ROC, again with respect to the registered office of the company. This was for the verification. Now what is the full form of active? This, there is a full form of this active also. Active का full form है active company tagging identities and verification. ओके ये फुल फॉर्म है एक्टिव का. अगर आप ई फॉर्म एक्टिव पे याद रखोगे तो आपको याद रहेगा ये किसके लिए था. दिस वाज फॉर द एग्जिस्टिंग कंपनी. सो दिस ई फॉर्म एक्टिव, दिस इज फॉर द एग्जिस्टिंग कंपनी. दिस इज फॉर द एग्जिस्टिंग कंपनी जो इनको ये फाइल करना था. ओके सो रिमेंबर अंडर सबसेक्शन 9 वेयर आरओसी बिलीव्स दैट the company is not working or the company is not doing the business there. So on this basis, right? So this is your section 12 subsection 9. So if this is not filed by the company, ROC may strike off the company. ROC may strike off the name of the company. ये वाला. This is e-form active. Guys, this is clear. सेक्शन 12 ये देखो मैंने आपको पूरा शॉर्ट में यहां पे बता दिया है. इसके बियॉन्ड सेक्शन 12 में कुछ भी नहीं है. गाइस दिस इज क्लियर और नॉट. दिस इज क्लियर और नॉट, राइट. सो स्टडी फ्रॉम हियर, राइट. स्टडी फ्रॉम हियर, लर्न फ्रॉम हियर and brush up from this chart, right? So if you remember what is there in this chart, your exam purpose would be solved. Okay. Let's go ahead and see the next section, that is section number 13. Section 13 deals with the alteration of memorandum. For this, I would also say refer module. Apart from Bayer Act, refer module also. Just remember मैंने यहाँ पे also word भी डाला है, which means you don't have to just refer, I mean, you just don't have to refer your module. You have to refer that also. Because in your module, they have given this thing in this way. So this part, ये वाला जो part आपको दिख रहा है, ये आपको बहुत अच्छे से दिया हुआ है. Right, they have explained it in a very nice way, like alteration of the memorandum. So how many clauses are there in the memorandum? How many clauses are there in the memorandum of association? 6 plus 1, correct. So 1 को तो हम count ही नहीं करते, the nominee clause, because that is not considered as the alteration. So the balance that you have, 6 clauses, if you have to change what is to be done, how it is to be done, whatever, right? So all this is given here. So the name clause, right? Same way the domicile clause. So how the name clause will get changed? You need to pass a special resolution. Then you will also have to take approval of the central government. Vinith, don't worry, मॉड्यूल में सेक्शन 12 भी है. जब आपको मैंने बोला सेक्शन 3 से लेके 22 तक पूरा आपके मॉड्यूल में है, सीक्वेंसिंग आगे पीछे होगा. तो अगर आप सेक्शन 12 देखोगे तो ये रहा सेक्शन नंबर 12 इन योर मॉड्यूल. यस, अब जैसे 10A है तो ये देखो 10A हमने पहले कवर कर लिया था, यहां पर लेट से दिया है, और ये रहा आपका सेक्शन 12. ओके, सो डोंट वरी, आपका जो मॉड्यूल है वो पूरा मतलब इट्स देयर इन माय माइंड. ठीक है, और साथ साथ में मॉड्यूल को टच मत करो, बिकॉज अभी आप साथ साथ में अगर मॉड्यूल को टच करते रहोगे तो देयर विल बी अ प्रॉब्लम. व्हाई? बिकॉज आप ऐसे परेशान होते रहोगे कि कहां पर है. एट द एंड ऑफ द लेक्चर, once I am done with all the topics, then you pick up the module. Okay, till then don't pick up. और जहां पर मुझे पता है मॉड्यूल में काफी अच्छे से दिया हुआ है, then I will tell you do it from the module itself. Like for the alterations, right? आप यहाँ पे देखो, for the alteration they have given it in a very nice way. Like the name clause, what is needed, what are the external approvals, what is the outcome, what is the applicability, Same way, domicile clause, if you have to change, right? What is to be done? Object clause, what is to be done? Any external authority, then any other thing. So this is all very nicely they have given here. Same way, liability clause, if you want to change, right? Or the capital clause, what you need to do. So you also check the module for the alteration of memorandum. Please check module as well. So just see this. Save as provided in section 61, a company may, by special resolution and after complying with the procedure specified in this section, alter the provisions of the memorandum of association. Now, can you tell me what is this save as provided in section 61? Forget what is there in section 61. What does this mean? Save as provided in section 61. A company may by special resolution. So as of now, let's ignore this part. So I'll not highlight it with yellow. I'll highlight this with black and then we will remove this ink. Okay. So it says that a company may by a special resolution. So if the company wants to alter the memorandum of association, which is the resolution they have to pass, they need to pass special resolution. Plus they'll also have to comply with the procedure which is given in the act. तो यहाँ लॉ में जो आपको प्रोसीजर दिया है उसको भी आप कंप्लाई करोगे और आप स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन भी पास करोगे. ठीक है. अब आप देखो आगे क्या बता रहे हैं. Any change in the name of the company. So first and foremost, they are talking about the change in the name of the company. So what does it mean? And what does it say? So any change in the name of the company shall be subject to the provisions of subsection 2 and subsection 3 of section 4 and shall not have the effect except with the approval of central government in writing. So what does this mean? What does this mean? That अगर आपको अपने नाम को change करना है, if you want to change the name of the company, then what you need to do, you need to pass the special resolution, A, and second, you will, yes, and again you will have to take the approval of the central government. Okay, two things. SR तो fix है, special resolution is to be passed in every case, but thereafter if you want to change the name of the company, you would also have to take the prior approval of central government. So just see why I said do it from this module, because अगर आप यहाँ पे मॉड्यूल में देखोगे, ये देखो स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन, अप्रूवल ऑफ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. ओके, ये समझ में आया कितने अच्छे तरीके से आपको दिया हुआ है. तो मैं इस चार्ट को दोबारा से रेप्लिकेट नहीं करूंगा, ये आप लोग मॉड्यूल से ही कवर कर लेना. हाँ, मैं ये कह सकता हूं, इफ यू गाइस वांट आई विल पुट इट इन द पीपीटी ओनली so that you can just refer it from the PowerPoint presentation. Otherwise, you can also refer it directly from your module, since I have already mentioned here that refer module also. Okay. So मैं यहाँ पे module का page number भी लिख देता हूँ. So what's the page number of this? Page number is 2.31. Correct? If I'm not wrong, it's 2.31. Please refer module page number 2.31. So this is 2.31. तो आपका time waste नहीं होगा. Immediately you can refer. So if you want to change the, so at last we will also make some sort of a table, but before that let's read. So it says that when the company wants to change the name of the company, it needs to take prior approval of the central government. Special resolution is there without saying anything, right? So then again, you also need the approval of the central government in writing. Thereafter, it says that provided no such approval is needed, where the only change, right? No such approval, where the only change is in the name of the company, only for deletion or the addition of the word private consequent to the conversion of one class of company to another class of company. Now, what does this mean? First, can you all give a attempt? फिर मैं आप लोगों को समझाऊंगा. This way you will also boost, this will boost up your confidence that even you are able to interpret the law and it's actually not difficult. So what does this mean? Conversion of private limited to public limited or public limited to private limited. Yes, from private to public, but what? Private to public is okay or public to private is okay, but what? What it is saying? It says that you don't need to take the prior approval of the central government. So first it says that to take the, if you want to change the name of the company, you will have to take the prior approval of the central government. Okay. But then it says that if you want to change the name of the company, and the only change in the name of the company is that you want to add the word public private or you want to delete the word private, because you have converted the company from public to private or private to public. In that case, you don't need to take the approval of central government. Guys, is this clear? Guys, is this clear? Guys, this is clear? Okay. Are you also exempted from passing the special resolution? Are you also exempted from passing the special resolution, or special resolution has to be passed? Do you need to pass the special resolution? Yes. Only the exemption is for the approval from the central government. Okay. Very good. Let's see what else is there. So where any change in the name of the company is made under subsection 2. Okay. Then the registrar. So wherever the name of the company is being changed, registrar shall enter the new name in the register of the companies. Okay. In place of the old name. Okay. And also just see, issue a fresh certificate of incorporation with the new name, and the change in the name shall be completely effective only on the issue of such certificate. Now, what does this mean? What does this mean? So irrespective whether you have to take approval from the central government or not, whenever there will be a change in the name of the company, ROC is going to issue you a fresh certificate of incorporation. And when the fresh certificate of incorporation will be issued to you, that will be the conclusive proof that the company is now registered with the new name or the company's name is changed. Is this clear? Bacha log, is this clear? Is this clear? Right? So what we can do, I wanted to write it here. Okay. Okay, I'll write it here and then I'll change the slide position. Just see, what if you have to change the name of the company, or rather alteration of the memorandum. If you get a question in exam for the alteration of the memorandum of association, what all things have to be done? What all things have to be done? And again, my discussion in this slide would be precise to name clause. So I'll just write alteration of the name clause. So what else? What all you need to do? You need to pass the special resolution. Then second, you also need the central government approval. Yes or no? approval from central government. Now, not applicable. This approval is not applicable if the word private is either added or the word private is removed. Okay. Then what else? Company will also have to comply with section 4. Yes or no? Section 4 में जो आपको प्रोविजंस दिया हुआ था that the company's name should not resemble the existing company name. याद है जो एक लॉन्ग लिस्ट मैंने आपको दिया था वो उसको भी कंप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट व्हाट इज द लास्ट थिंग दैट नीड्स टू बी डन? ऑब्टेन फ्रेश सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ इनकॉर्पोरेशन. yes or no? From the ROC. And now we will say the name is changed. Guys, clear? Guys, is this clear? Name change, simple. This can be a short note question. Company wants to change the name. Please provide the steps or how the name of the company will be changed. Short note, 4 points. Guys, clear? Okay. So this is there. Then you had subsection 4. So ideally I wanted to put subsection 4 in a different slide only. Right. I wanted to put this in a different slide because this is altogether different. But we just discussed subsection 4 that was for the registered office. But आप यहाँ पे देखो एक change है. आपने अगर ध्यान दिया होगा subsection 12 we had not read one thing. We discussed that the registered office is to be changed from whenever the registered office is to be changed from within the city, outside the city, correct? Then within the state, then from one ROC to another ROC. But here you have section 13 subsection 4 which discusses about the alteration of the memorandum of association with respect to the registered office from one state to the other. अब देखो यहाँ पे हमने जब कवर किया था I said sorry ये outside the state मैंने गलत लिख दिया within the state होगा. Okay. I'm so sorry. This will be together. Outside the city but within the state. So I'll write it again here. Plus within the city. So this is there. So either within the city or outside the city. Sorry, within the city like diya. This is within the state. Within the state or another ROC in the same state. You have to intimate to ROC. However, you'll get the same provision there also. वहां पे भी आपको same मिलेगा. But section 12 में सिर्फ ये 3 situations थे. Within the city, outside the city but within the same state, and then another ROC in the same state. But while we will be discussing about this section 13 subsection 4, so वो क्या बोलेगा? Alteration of the memorandum relating to the place of the registered office from one state to another state shall not have any effect unless it is approved by the central government on the application made to it. So अब हम यहाँ पे rules को follow करेंगे और rules में यहाँ पे क्या आ गया? Shifting of the registered office from one state to another state. So यहाँ पे क्या बताया है? Application shall be filed for seeking the alteration of the memorandum of association with respect to the change of the place of the registered office from one state government or the union territory to another, and that shall be filed to the central government in form INC 23 along with the fees. Then you'll have to also provide the copy of the memorandum of association with proposed alterations. तो आप वहां पे क्या करते हो? आप ऐसे लिखते हो जैसे it is written this way. So the company is situated in the state of, let's say आप ऐसे लिखोगे, in the state of Assam. अब आप बोलोगे नहीं, मुझे इसको असम से शिफ्ट करना है, तो आप वहां पर इस तरह से ऐसे स्ट्राइक ऑफ करते हो, एंड देन यू पुट इट देयर इन द स्टेट ऑफ, लेट्स से, so what is to propose, so you will mention it is proposed to be replaced, let's say, West Bengal. ये समझा आपको? तो आप इस तरह से बताओ कि this is the proposed change. So with the proposed alteration, then again you need to pass the special resolution. Okay, so you need to provide the minutes of the general meeting. Now what is minutes of the general meeting? What do you mean by the minutes of the meeting? इसका आप लोग स्क्रीनशॉट ले लेना एंड में. Right, what do you mean by minutes of the meeting? Have you heard of this term before? आपकी बिल्डिंग सोसाइटी के अंदर मीटिंग होता है, उसके बाद मिनट्स भेजते हैं. यस, समरी काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. यस, ऋतिक का आंसर सबसे ज्यादा अप्रोप्रिएट यहां पे मेरे को लगा. रौनक ने भी करेक्ट बताया. नहीं, आप ब्रीफ समरी नहीं बोल सकते ना, इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स बोलोगे. व्हाट रौनक एंड ऋतिक हैज सेड इज करेक्ट. सो डिस्कशंस इन द मीटिंग, एंड रौनक हैज एक्सटेंडेड दैट, saying that discussions and decisions which are made in the meeting. So in case of minutes of the meeting, you mention that who all were present. So this is there. You mention when was this meeting held, then you also where this meeting was held, right? Then you mention who all were there. Then you also mention, say when I've said when, so I write here day and time, date, everything you mention there. Thereafter you mention the discussions, the decisions taken, and the discussions made, the other way around. Discussions made on the agenda. Just remember, every meeting will have an agenda, that what we are going to do. Like how we discuss at the beginning of every lecture, that in this lecture, we are going to study this. So how do I end my lecture? That in the next lecture, we are going to study this. So we always have an agenda. So every meeting will have an agenda. So discussions made on the agenda, and then conclusions drawn, or the results of discussions, which you can say is basically the results of the meeting. So you're going to mention all these things. Is this clear? So minutes of the meeting. So item by item, jitne bhi points. So if let's say you have discussed 5 things, so you mention item number 1 this, item number 2 this, item number 3 this. So everything you mention it there. After Dhaval has asked a question, after minutes ATR is submitted. What is ATR? What is ATR? I'm not aware of ATR, action taken report. So Dhaval, this is not there in the Companies Act. In case of Companies Act, you don't have action taken report. It's only the minutes of the meeting which decides what all discussions was done, what all things were done. Okay. Right. Guys, do you remember now minutes से मेरे को एक और चीज याद है. Do you remember last class I said you about law ka situations and all those things? You guys gave that example Drishyam movie, and I said no, not exactly Drishyam, but I was trying to say. Okay, now tell me, जैसे कि एग्जाम्पल हो, यू गाइज नो व्हाट इज इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग. अभी स्कैम 1992 देखा है तो पक्का इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग पता होगा, राइट? नाउ रौनक, सपोज करो आपने किसी कंपनी का शेयर खरीदा, ठीक है? आपने किसी कंपनी का शेयर खरीदा और सेबी ने आपको शो कॉज नोटिस इशू किया दैट यू हैव डन इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग, so we will charge a penalty of 25 crores or 3 times the profit made, whichever is higher. Which means if you have made a profit of 1 crore, So 3 times of 1 crore is 3 crore or 25 crore. So SEBI will charge you 25 crore. Or let's say if you have made a profit of 100 crore, SEBI will charge you 3 times of 100 crore, that is 300 crore or 25, whichever is higher, so 300 crore. So SEBI has given you the penalty of 25 crores that you have made some profit through insider trading. How will you prove? How will you prove to SEBI that this situation happened, this situation had not happened, or you were not connected to the insider? आया समझ में? पॉइंट आया समझ में? कैसा लीगल इंफॉर्मेशन आपको आया समझ में? लीगल रीजनिंग कैसे आपको डेवलप करना है? आ रहा है आपको समझ में? सो यू हैव टू प्रूव दैट नो, आई एम नॉट अ इनसाइडर. मेरे पास ये इंफॉर्मेशन कैसे आएगा, आप मुझे बताओ. देन लेट्स से रौनक को बोलेंगे कि धवल आपका फ्रेंड है, वो उस कंपनी का ऑडिटर था. सो धवल ने आपको इंफॉर्मेशन दिया होगा, तो आप प्रूफ करोगे नो, धवल ने मुझे इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं दिया, धवल से मेरा इट्स ओ रौनक इज सेइंग तो फेक स्टोरी बनाकर प्रूफ कर दिया, सो आई एम फ्री. आई एम नॉट सेइंग फेक स्टोरी, आई एम नॉट सेइंग फेक स्टोरी, आई एम सेइंग अ जेन्युइन सिचुएशन. Guys, I'm talking about a genuine situation. See, why I'm telling you all this? Because this can happen with the income tax also. जब आप as not creating a situation which is safe for me, what I'm trying to say, if whatever you have done, you have to defend that or you have to prove that, how will you do that? Point आया समझ में? आपका client है, take for example your client has not done insider trading, or let's say as a chartered accountant you say your client has not done the tax evasion, tax की चोरी उसने नहीं करी. अब आपको उसको फिट इन करना है, कैसे फिट इन करोगे उसको? हाउ विल यू प्रूव द फैक्ट्स विच आर देयर? आया समझ में? उसके लिए दो चीजें आपको दिमाग में स्ट्रॉन्ग रखना होगा. वन इज योर लॉ एंड सेकेंड इज योर फैक्ट्स. वो दोनों को आपको क्लब करना होगा. सो लॉ, यू आर स्टडिंग इन द क्लास, ओके, whether it's the company law or the income tax act, whatever law you are studying in the class. Now you have to identify the situation and उसको क्लब करके आपको बताना है कि इस टाइप का अगर सिचुएशन हो तो कैसे रहेगा, राइट? जैसे इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग लॉ आप पढ़ रहे हो, तो कैसे आप प्रूव करोगे कि देखो आपने इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग नहीं किया था, आपने एक जेन्युइन रिसर्च करके. सो उस केस में आप कैसे बोलोगे दैट यू नो you had done the research on this particular shares, let's say Reliance ka share, so you'll say you had purchased the shares because of this reason. You'll show the connecting. आप मेरा गूगल हिस्ट्री चेक करो, इट्स देयर इन माय गूगल हिस्ट्री. आ रहा है आपको समझ में कि गूगल हिस्ट्री के अंदर मेरे ये पॉइंट्स है, देखो मैंने गूगल इसमें रिलायंस के लिए इतना रिसर्च किया. और लेट्स से टेक दिस न्यूज़पेपर, ऑब्वियसली इफ इट्स अ जेन्युइन थिंग यू मस्ट हैव डन दैट. So, मैंने न्यूज़पेपर में देखा था उस दिन, इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स में ये आर्टिकल था रिलायंस के बारे में. मैंने मुकेश अंबानी का ये स्पीच सुना था. मेरे यूट्यूब पास्ट वीडियोस में आप जाके देखो, उस दिन ये यूट्यूब का आपको वीडियो मिलेगा. उस वीडियो को देख के मैं बहुत मोटिवेट हुआ एंड आई थॉट दैट इट्स गुड टू बैंक ऑन मिस्टर मुकेश अंबानी, सो आई इन्वेस्टेड माई मनी हियर. आ रहा है आपको समझ में? या बोलोगे जिस दिन मैंने शेयर परचेज किया उसके पिछले दिन रात को 9 बजे सीएनबीसी में ये न्यूज था. आई सॉ दिस न्यूज, based on this I have purchased, and not on what you are saying that someone has passed me the information. Got it? Ronak has asked a doubt. Sir, if I have done insider trading but somehow I defend myself in the court and I was safe in the eyes of law, and later on after a few years somehow my cheating comes into the news, then so far that I can be sued? Of course you will be double penalty. SEBI won't leave you. First, SEBI won't leave you. Secondly, breach of trust. So there will be a long case. This will be a long case. If later on it is proved, it will be a long case. But I'll tell you, don't even try, right? The court has proved you. The court has proved you only on the basis of evidence you proved, or only on the basis of evidence you have shown. Okay. हाँ, no, I am telling you. आपको मैं बताता हूँ रौनक. Since the class is also getting recorded, still I can tell you. A CA article student, and this is a actual case I'm telling you. A CA article student right, doing the audit of a listed company, got the Excel sheet in which unaudited accounts of the company was there. Before the accounts were released, right, declared by the company, this person shared the Excel sheet in one of the WhatsApp group, and from that WhatsApp group, it got circulated from one group to other, second group to third group, and you know how it gets viral, right? The company got to know, company went to SEBI, filed a complaint against that article student that this person has passed on the information. Now, insider trading rules are such stringent that it's not that if you do trading, only then you are violating the law. In case of insider trading, even if you have the information and you are passing on the information, that is also prohibited. Okay. So this guy was again prosecuted. Basically, not actually prosecuted. He could have been prosecuted, but बच गया. सेबी was quite liberal on that guy, right? और अगर एक बार सेबी ने उसके अगेंस्ट एडवर्स ऑर्डर पास कर दिया होता, that guy's career is finished. Because एज अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट ये आपके ऊपर एक मॉरल टर्पिट्यूड का केस हो गया, ब्रीच ऑफ ट्रस्ट. इस तरह से मतलब आप एक अच्छे ईमान के इंसान नहीं हो, और चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट अगर अच्छे ईमान का नहीं है तो फिर उसका करियर किसी काम का नहीं है, बिकॉज देर आर सो मेनी डिस्क्वालिफिकेशंस विच गेट अट्रैक्टेड. ओके, सो नो वन वुड वांट द पर्सन विथ डर्टी हैंड. सो ध्यान रखना ये, इट लुक्स वेरी फैसिनेटिंग. एक बार एक स्टूडेंट है मेरे को ऐसे बोला था, सर एक बार तो इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग करना है सर, मजा आएगा सर, शौक के लिए. मैं बोला अबे सलमान खान के वो किक पिक्चर के सलमान खान, मुझे इससे किक मिलती है, कंट्रोल भाई. दिस इज रियल लाइफ. इफ यू गेट टू नो, लगेगी, बहुत बुरी तरह से लगेगी. एंड इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग रेगुलेशन इज सच. नो एक्चुअल में वो एकदम इसे से बोला सर किक, एक बार किक लगेगा. मैं बोला अबे सलमान खान, देवीलाल वापस आ दुनिया में. राइट, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क दैट वे. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीजन दैट इनसाइडर ट्रेडिंग रूल्स आर वेरी वेरी स्ट्रिंजेंट. ये मिनट्स को देख के मेरे को याद आया, बिकॉज अगर किसी कंपनी में कुछ गड़बड़ हुआ है, कुछ ऐसा हुआ है, so minutes of the meeting is a very important source from which you can prove your point that either this thing was there or that thing was not there. So let's say company had discussed about something, so minutes of the meeting is a one good source where you can prove that yes, it was discussed. So it was not a spontaneous decision with the which the company took, it was in the minutes of the meeting. In the previous meeting also आप देखो हमने minutes में इसको discuss किया था, बट उस टाइम पे कोई डिसीजन नहीं निकला. बट ये देखो करंट मीटिंग के अंदर हम लोगों ने लिया. ओके, अभी ये मिनट्स वाले मैं आपको बताता हूँ, बिकॉज इन वन ऑफ द केस द कंपनी डिड बायबैक. अभी आज की डेट में बायबैक के ऊपर yes, it is a legal evidence in the court, absolutely. Minutes of the meeting is a legal evidence. It's a legal evidence, and I'll tell you it's a very strong legal evidence that this particular thing had happened or it had not happened. So minutes of the meeting, you'll have to mention it clearly. And if the minutes of the meeting is not correct, then company secretary की तो लगेगी बहुत अच्छे से. Okay. और साथ में फिर जो चेयरमैन है, चेयरमैन ऑफ द मीटिंग, ये दो तो ऑफिसर इन डिफॉल्ट बाय डिफॉल्ट है. So by default, these two are in default, company secretary and the chairman or the chairperson of the meeting. So आपको ये ध्यान रखना है. So in that case, company have introduced, government has introduced uh, this buyback tax, that if the company wants to do buyback, उनको टैक्स पे करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, वो टैक्स का एक प्रोविजन वहां पे निकल गया था. सो वन ऑफ द क्लाइंट कंपनी डिड बायबैक, एंड वहां पर इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट से नोटिस आ गया था कि आपने ये बायबैक किया है ओनली बिकॉज यू वांट टू सेव दिस टैक्स, विच इज नॉट करेक्ट. आपने टैक्स का चोरी, चोरी तो वर्ड यूज नहीं होगा, बट टैक्स को अवॉइड करने के लिए आपने ये बायबैक किया. हेंस we will still charge tax. मतलब आपका जो पूरा ऑब्जेक्टिव था, the entire objective was only to evade the tax, was to avoid the tax, so we will charge tax. मतलब आपका ये genuine transaction नहीं था. Okay, so we could win the case only on the basis of what? Only on the basis of this particular point. We showed that the buyback was discussed in the minutes of the meeting after the changes were made in the budget. I agree. But if you check past 2 minutes of the meeting which was before the budget. So फरवरी में जो मीटिंग हुआ उसमें बायबैक अनाउंस हुआ है. बट अगर आप नवंबर और एक बार आप अगस्त वाले मिनट्स ऑफ द मीटिंग को चेक करो, हमने वहां पे भी बायबैक को डिस्कस किया था, बट वी कुडंट गेट टू अ कंक्लूजन. बट इफ यू सी August and then November and then Feb. So Feb May finally we decided that before the end of the financial year, let's do the buyback. So we did this buyback. So our objective was not only to, the objective was not only, or it was not just to evade the tax. Okay. The discussion was going on for long. So we could save our case. But if we would not have been able to prove that no, the buyback decision is a genuine one. So the only way we could prove it is a genuine one was due to the minutes of the meeting and not otherwise. Because we said that in the meeting which had happened in the month of August, उस टाइम पे भी हम लोगों ने बायबैक का डिस्कशन किया था, पर कंक्लूजन नहीं निकला. अभी कंक्लूजन क्यों नहीं निकला ये आप क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते. ये आप कंक्लूजन क्यों नहीं निकला ये आप नहीं कर सकते. Some of them were in agreeing, some of them were in favor, right? 50-50 हो गया था decision. That's absolutely fine. But now we have a very strong case that what the income tax department said that the sole reason of buyback, आपने buyback सिर्फ टैक्स की चोरी के लिए किया, टैक्स बचाने के लिए किया. So we can prove that no boss, ये buyback का decision हमने आज से नहीं, हम तो नवंबर से, अगस्त से बायबैक को डिस्कस करते हुए आ रहे. वो तो बीच में लॉ चेंज आ गया. So that is okay. We had no clue about it. So either you want to say that finance minister had said us in the month of August only that we will introduce buyback tax. So you are accusing finance minister. आ रहा है आपको समझ में? तो फिर उनके पास कोई जवाब नहीं था and we won the case. आया समझ में? Guys, do you understand now? मैं किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आपको बता रहा था. सो यू हैव अ लॉ एंड यू हैव सर्टेन सिचुएशंस. सो लॉ में ये चीज को, मतलब प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में लॉ के इन सिचुएशंस को आप कैसे फिट इन करोगे, इसके बारे में भी थोड़ा थोड़ा आइडिया लगाना शुरू करो. इससे दो फायदा होगा. एक तो लॉ आपका काफी ज्यादा स्ट्रांग होगा, बी इट इनकम टैक्स एक्ट और बी इट योर कंपनीज एक्ट. एंड सेकेंडली योर प्रोविजंस विल गेट स्ट्रांग. मतलब जो प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच जो आपका है दैट विल गेट स्ट्रांग, बिकॉज एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, राइट, आप प्रैक्टिकली लॉ को कैसे अप्लाई करोगे, ओनली दैट विल डिटरमाइन हाउ गुड प्रोफेशनल यू आर. Okay, if you want to be a full-time professor, then it's a separate case, because then you just have to teach the law. But if you have to be a good professional, then you also need to know how to apply the law. आया आपको समझ में? So मैं इसके लिए आपको वो पॉइंट बता रहा था. The other day I couldn't find a right example जिससे मैं अपने इस पॉइंट को प्रूव कर सकूं, बट आज मैं इस पॉइंट को यहाँ पे प्रूव कर पाया because I just found this right example here. So just remember, please take a screenshot of this. Please take a screenshot of this. Please take a screenshot. Done? Okay. So you need to mention that. Plus, you also have to provide the copy of the board resolution. Okay. You have to provide the copy of the board resolution. Then you'll also have to provide the list of creditors. आपके कौन कौन से creditors है, and the list of debenture holders, right, drawn up to the latest practice. So basically आपके debenture holders and the list of creditors, everything which is not more than 1 month old, setting that what are the name and the address of each creditor and debenture holder, what is the amount which is to be paid to them, right. Then also they'll have to provide that they have done the full inquiry into the affairs of the company, and it is, they are like, they have concluded that the estimated value of the debts of the company and whatever is ascertained, that will be paid. It is best to their knowledge, and also no employees will be retrenched due to the shifting of the registered office. Otherwise what will happen, if one company will shift from one state to the other, then let's say Assam से West Bengal गया, तो Assam में तो unemployment आ जाएगा, because now the new workers will be from West Bengal. So यहाँ पे आप ये बता रहे हो that आप किसी भी employee को यहाँ पे निकालोगे नहीं, retrenched मतलब निकालने का. Then A duly authenticated copy of the list of creditors. This will be kept at the registered office of the company, right? और कोई भी आके इसको extract इसका मांग सकता है. And also there should be attached with the application an acknowledgement of the service copy of the application to that. This is fine. Then the company shall not more than 30 days before the filing of application, they'll have to provide an advertisement in the principal vernacular language of the state and in the English कि वो अपने ऑफिस को यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं, शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, they'll have to advertise in the newspaper. Also they'll have to serve by registered post acknowledgement due individual notices to each debenture holder and creditor of the company. Matlab, they'll also have to send notice to each debenture holder and the creditor of the company, and also to the registrar, and if the company is listed then also to the Securities Exchange Board of India, and let's say if it's a banking company then to Reserve Bank of India, regulatory body जो भी रहेगा उनको आप यहाँ पे दोगे. इसके अलावा देयर शैल ऑल्सो बी अटैच्ड टू द एप्लीकेशन द ऑथेंटिक, बेसिकली आपका जो एडवर्टीजमेंट होगा वो कॉपी आपका जाएगा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मोड या फिर फिजिकल मोड पे, राइट. एंड देन जब सबसे आपको कोई भी नो ऑब्जेक्शन मिल जाएगा, राइट, देन after that the order will be passed, right, within 15 days. And when an objection is received, so where no objection is received, in that case the order will be passed that yes, the shifting is approved. And if the objections are received, then central government will hold the hearings, right, और वहां पर उनको करके within 60 days फिर of the application फिर central government आपके इनको pass on करेगा. And let's say if no consensus could be made, then again this will be kept on hold, right. So within 60 days of the application वो confirm या reject कर देंगे अगर कोई भी consensus यहाँ पे इनका नहीं बन पाता है. And then the order of the central government confirming the alteration on such terms may include the cost. So जो भी यहाँ पे cost रहेगा, and the shifting of registered office will not be allowed in case. So if this is happening, then no registered office will be allowed to be shifted. What if there is any inquiry, inspection, or investigation which has been initiated by the against the company, or any prosecution which is pending against the company under the act, then in that case they'll not be allowed. And after that, once this is completion and everything is there, then they will be allowed. तो ये आपका एक पूरा है that अगर आप अपने रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस को एक स्टेट से दूसरे स्टेट में शिफ्ट करना चाहते हो तो आपको क्या क्या काम करना पड़ेगा. आप मुझे बताओ, ये आपको समझा, ये आपको समझा? Is this clear? Right? Right. So this is there when we discuss about the shifting of the registered office from one state to the other state. इसको हम लोग bullet points में भी लिख लेंगे, right? And then we have, okay, so central government shall dispose of the application, right? ये यहाँ पे आपको बताया हुआ है, वो application आपका यहाँ पे dispose of करने को बोला है within a period of 60 days, right? And before passing the order, the ROC, well, basically the central government needs to be satisfied that in case जो claims है creditors, that the consent of the debenture holders, creditors, their consent has been obtained, and also the company has made the sufficient provision that all their debts would be discharged. Then save as provided in section 64. So again section save as provided. So basically वहां पे जो provisions है वो वैसे, इसके अलावा a company shall in relation to any memorandum of its alteration in the memorandum file with the registrar the copy of the special resolution. मुझे बताओ special resolution कौन से फॉर्म में जाएगा, इन विच फॉर्म. मैंने आपको बोला था ये फॉर्म बार बार आपके सामने आएगा. देयर इज वन फॉर्म, कंपनी सेक्रेटरीज, MGT14, okay, not M14, this is MGT14, MGT14, and also the approval of the central government, right, this will be filed, which also involves the change in the name. And when the alteration of the memorandum is regarding the transfer of the registered office from one state to the other, the certified copy, the certified copy of the order of the central government approving the alteration shall also be filed by the company with the registrar of each of the states within such time as may be prescribed. So ये तो आपको दिया हुआ है वो 60 days का जो time period था, right? This is there. So I'll end the lecture here, right? I'll end the lecture here, and from here we will again start on Monday. Okay, Monday when we will start, we will first have a quick discussion and we'll revise like how we have written the points for the shifting of the registered office. Monday will start from shifting of the registered office from one state to the other, and then we will go ahead with the further provisions. Okay, guys, clear? And Monday will be a lecture where I can extend your lecture till 8:45. Okay, just remember because Monday I'll have to cover a lot. So Monday will again we may extend it to 8:45. Okay, so take care. Bye bye.